We are never really happy until we try to brighten the lives of others. Until the great mass of the people shall be filled with the sense of responsibility for each other's welfare, social justice can never be attained. The world is not moved only by the mighty shoves of the heroes, but also by the aggregate of the tiny pushes of each honest worker. As selfishness and complaint pervert and cloud the mind, so sex with its joy clears and sharpens the vision. I rejoice to live in such a splendidly disturbing time. One can never consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. Great poetry needs no interpreter other than a responsive heart. There is no better way to thank God for your sight than by giving a helping hand to someone in the dark. The most beautiful world is always entered through imagination. What I'm looking for is not out there, it is in me. The most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision. We could never learn to be brave and patient if there were only joy in the world. The true test of a character is to face hard conditions with the determination to make them better. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. If we do not like our work or do not try to get happiness out of it, we are a menace to our profession as well as to ourselves. It is wonderful how much time good people spend fighting the devil. If they would only expend the same amount of energy loving their fellow men, the devil would die in his own tracks of ennui. True teaching cannot be learned from textbooks any more than a surgeon can acquire his skill by reading about surgery. I would rather walk with a friend in the dark than alone in the light. A person who is severely impaired never knows his hidden sources of strength until he is treated like a normal human being and encouraged to shape his own life. I take happiness very seriously. It is a creed, a philosophy, and an objective. I believe humility is a virtue, but I prefer not to use it unless it is absolutely necessary. Keep your face to the sunshine, and you cannot see the shadows. Education should train the child to use his brains, to make for himself a place in the world and maintain his rights even when it seems that society would shove him into the scrap heap. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Many people know so little about what is beyond their short range of experience. They look within themselves and find nothing. Therefore, they conclude that there is nothing outside themselves either. Unless we form the habit of going to the Bible in bright moments as well as in trouble, we cannot fully respond to its consolations because we lack equilibrium between light and darkness. There is joy in self-forgetfulness, so I try to make the light in others' eyes my sun, the music in others' ears my symphony, the smile on others' lips my happiness. A happy life consists not in the absence, but in the mastery of hardships. Be of good cheer. Do not think of today's failures, but the success that may come tomorrow. You have set yourselves a difficult task, but you will succeed if you persevere. and you will find a joy in overcoming obstacles. Remember, no effort that we make to attain something beautiful is ever lost. I believe that God is in me as the sun is in the color and fragrance of a flower, the light in my darkness, the voice in my silence. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. People don't like to think. If one thinks, one must reach conclusions. Conclusions are not always pleasant. I am thankful that in a troubled world, no calamity can prevent the return of spring. To keep on trying in spite of disappointment and failure is the only way to keep young and brave. Failures become victories if they make us wise-hearted. More than at any other time, when I hold a beloved book in my hand, my limitations fall from me. My spirit is free. Every child has a right to be well born, well nurtured, and well taught, and only the freedom of woman can guarantee him this right. If you can dream it, you can do it. What do I consider a teacher should be? One who breathes life into knowledge so that it takes new form in progress and civilization. Love is like a beautiful flower which I may not touch, but whose fragrance makes the garden a place of delight just the same. To me, a lush carpet of pine needles or spongy grass is more welcome than the most luxurious Persian rug. I seldom think about my limitations, and they never make me sad. Perhaps there is just a touch of yearning at times, but it is vague, like a breeze among flowers. I believe in the immortality of the soul, because I have within me immortal longings. No pessimist ever discovered the secret of the stars, or sailed an uncharted land, or opened a new doorway for the human spirit. So much has been given to me that I have no time to ponder over that which has been denied. When one door of happiness closes, another opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. We can do anything we want as long as we stick to it long enough. Science may have found a cure for most evils, but it has found no remedy for the worst of them all, the apathy of human beings. Death is no more than passing from one room into another. But there's a difference for me, because in that other room, I shall be able to see. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope. The human being is born with an incurable capacity for making the best of things. Faith is the strength by which a shattered world shall emerge into light. The woman who works for $1 a day has as much right as any other human being to say what the conditions of her work should be. The chief handicap of the blind is not the blindness, but the attitude of seeing people towards them. The highest result of education is tolerance. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. Self-pity is our worst enemy, and if we yield to it, we can never do anything good in the world.